Good evening, and welcome to the OARS D-star net. This net meets regularly on Monday night at 8 p.m. on the OARS 444.150 D-star repeater, the W0OAR gateway, and reflector 59 alpha. My name is Wes, and my call sign is AE0OC. Well, this is not an emergency net. If anyone at any time has emergency traffic, please call break. Does anyone have emergency traffic? Please call now. Hearing none, I will move on to announcements. I will be using NetLogger for check-ins on this net, and anyone who wishes can check in early by monitoring the OARS net there. The Ozarks Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of the month at Lily's Restaurant in Monette. The meeting is at 7, but everyone is welcome to come at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation. Individuals pay for their own meal, and you do not have to be a ham to attend. Everyone is welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. The Lily's has requested that everyone who does attend, though, does purchase a meal. The next meeting at Lily's will be Saturday, April the 13th. Breakfast with the OARS Club for April will be prior to the POTA activation in Cassville. And I'm hoping that Sean or Greg can fill us in on all those details, because I don't know all of them. So hopefully when one of them comes on here in a minute, they can tell us what all we need to know about that. So more to follow. There will be an Aries meeting at 7 p.m. on the third Monday of the month at the Monette Police Department. And the OARS Club now has 3 regular nets, the D-star net, Monday at 8 p.m. on 444.150, the 2-meter net Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 146.970, and the Simplex net every Thursday at 8 p.m. on 146.460. This net is now being streamed on the 5-9 Radio YouTube channel, so if you want to see how you sound on the radio, or if you missed part of the net, you can go to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. Are there any other announcements of interest to amateur radio, meaning you, Greg, or Sean? Please call now. Okay, guys, I am getting into the repeater, I hope, right?
Yep, roger. You're getting in just fine, Wes.
All right, Greg, can you fill us in on the details about the POTA activation and where we're having breakfast at?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just catching the tail end of your intro there, so... yes, it'll be, breakfast will be at the Sunrise Restaurant in Cassville at 7 or 7:30. Then from there, we'll go to Roaring River, and we have the River Pavilion rented, which is, if you go on to Roaring River and go up on down to the campground turnoff, I think that's F Highway maybe, that's kind of the one that goes into the hatchery. It'll be the first parking area with the pavilion on your left as soon as you turn the corner. The pavilion is handicap accessible. The restrooms right next to it are handicap accessible. There's also a playground and stuff there, and we've got the pavilion rented for the entire day. So plan is about normal breakfast time at Sunrise and Cassville, then head to Roaring River to do a POTA activation. I'm sure between Sean and myself, we'll have 2 or 3 radios at least, but anybody's welcome to bring whatever they want. We've got bandpass filters, so we should be able to run multiple radios. We can run some FT8 and a couple on sideband or whatever we want to do when we get there, and then lunch is to be determined. We'll see what the turnout is, and we'll just take a vote whether we want to just order some pizza and run in town and pick it up, or lunch meat, or go grab some burgers and buns and grilled burgers, or we'll figure out something on the fly while we're there. So as of now, that's the plan. And anyway, I'll turn it back over to you, Wes. That's KF0LCX.
All right, Greg. Is there any day use fees for individuals coming in, or is that all covered with the renting of the pavilion, or there isn't any to start with? What's the deal on that? Yeah, I may have locked up the repeater there. Greg, are there any day use fees or anything for individuals coming in, or is that covered with renting the pavilion, or just there isn't any to start with?
No, there's no fees. Like I said, if you show up for breakfast, you'll have to pay for your own breakfast, but the pavilion's already been paid for, so nothing to worry about there for once we get to Roaring River.
All right, very good. Very much appreciate it. And we'll go ahead and get started doing some check-ins now. Let's go ahead and see if we have any short time or low power check-ins.
JV4MO.
All right, we got Patrick there. Patrick, is Tara there with you tonight too?
Yeah, she called it an early night, so if you want to check her in unconscious, we can relay her in like that.
All right, we got her in there as a proxy in. So how you been doing tonight, Patrick?
Oh, did okay. Got up in the air a little while today with the drone for about 10 minutes during the time that the eclipse went through, and shot a little video of that, and just generally, other than that, did a bunch of paperwork and stuff, and messed around the house today. Had an inside office day other than the trip out to film the eclipse. Not much else going on. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah, I did not get to see any of the eclipse. I was sitting in a doctor's office throughout the entire thing. But thankfully, it was wound care, my very first wound care appointment, finally, after being in that fall about a month ago. They finally got me in to see a wound care doctor. And it was terrible, painful. I'm telling you, it was bad. But it's over with. And they probably won't have to do that much debridement anymore coming up. So hopefully they'll just do a little at a time from now on. But boy, it was pretty rough. But in any case, very much appreciate you checking in tonight. And we'll call out one more time to see if there's any other short-time mobile or low-power check-ins. All right, I'm not hearing any, so let's move up to the top of the net logger list with KE6GAE. Dave, how are you tonight?
AE0OC and the rest of that. This is KE6GAE. Oh, we're doing pretty good, Wes. It's Monday, so I guess we're doing as good as we can on Monday. Other than that, don't have a whole lot for the net tonight. Gonna reach out to ICOM tomorrow and find out, see if we can get somebody from ICOM to tell me when they're gonna release new software. Other than that, I've just about, except for the ICOM gateway stuff, I've just about got things ready to go to get it out to the repeater. That's all I got tonight for the net. Thanks for running that tonight, Wes. We'll pass back to net control. KE6GAE, back to net control.
All right, Dave. Well, appreciate you checking in tonight. Oh, were you able to get out to see any of the eclipse today?
Well, we stepped outside working from home this week, so I was able to take a break and step outside and see we were at 98%. So, yeah, I got to see a little bit of it. Wasn't mind it went to where it was totality, but I really did not want to go deal with all those crowds. So I just stayed home and made money instead of going out and spending money.
Yeah, I didn't have any desire to go any place to look at it either, and didn't get even look at it from here. So, but that's okay. I'm glad to be getting into some wound care and try to get this thing healed up. But anyway, I'll say 73 to you, and we'll move on down to Greg, KF0LZX, for your regular check-in.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for running that tonight, Wes. Not a whole lot going on here. Work from the house today, so I grabbed the welding hood and went out and checked out the eclipse 3 or 4 times. It was pretty cool. I wish I could have got a good picture of it, but that didn't work out. But it's pretty interesting. My wife still had pictures on her phone from the one we had in 2017, which was somewhat similar. I think this one is a little bit more coverage than the last one. But anyway, that's pretty much it for me. Had a decent weekend, just working around the house and doing stuff, and work from home today. So looking forward to seeing everybody this Saturday at Lily's for our monthly meeting. So anyway, if I don't hear anybody else, don't catch anybody else on the net, D-nets the rest of the week. Hopefully we'll see some folks at the club meeting this Saturday. So that's all I got, Wes. Back to net control. This is KF0LZX.
All right, Greg, thanks for checking in tonight. 73, and we will move on down to KE0MAD. Sean, how are you tonight?
Yeah, good evening, Wes. Everybody on that. You sound a lot better, Wes. Hopefully you're feeling better. Thanks for running that. Well, I'm here. Just a long day of work, and if I check in tomorrow, I'll be checking in from the HT from the office desk. I got to work the second shift tomorrow, so I'll be stuck at a desk all day long. So, hey, thanks for running that. Look forward to seeing everybody for this deal on the 27th. K0MAD.
All right, Sean. Well, better is a relative term, and to not be better, I would probably be dead. So, but yeah, I do feel quite a bit better. Still have kind of a scratchy voice tonight, but other than that, doing pretty good. So appreciate you checking in tonight, and we'll say 73 and move on down to K0SQS. Harold, how are you tonight?
AE0OC and the rest of the net, K0SQS. Very fine, doing well, Wes. Glad to hear you survived your medical appointment there today. Got out and played golf this afternoon and was watching the eclipse. One of the golfers had a pair of the special glasses and was sharing them around, and kind of cool being out on the golf course when totality or close to it occurred. My son and his wife and daughter live in North Dallas, fairly close to the Plano city line. Anyway, they were in the totality band as the eclipse occurred, and my son said he was amazed in that he walked out on his back deck and he said it was totally pitch dark. So he got to experience the full the full treatment. Anyway, thanks again for running the net. Wes, back to you. K0SQS.
All right, Harold. Well, it's good to have you on tonight, and we'll say 73 to you and move down to N0QL. Alan, how are you tonight?
Oh, Wes, today. Just sitting here wondering what you mean by that scratchy throat. I've had it since way back before the ham fest down there and can't get rid of it. About to drive me nuts. Nothing new's been happening up here. I didn't get, I went outside, put my welding helmet on to look at the stupid thing today, and every time I look at it, it get brighter. I don't know what the heck was wrong with my helmet, but that ain't going to work well, and I know that. It's supposed to get darker, but I'm going to figure that one out. I had something set wrong. I haven't used it in about 6 months. So anyway, I just blew that off. It didn't get that dark up here. We didn't get the full effect of it, I don't believe. Everybody sounding good. Well, I'll hold it. We'll kick it back to you, Wes. 7-3, everybody. N0QL.
All right, Alan. Yeah, my nurse and my doctor both, they were waiting on something to come up from the pharmacy for me. And the doctor said, well, since we're waiting anyway, we're going to run out and take a peek at the eclipse. And so they left me in the room to go out and see it. They got to see it at least. And I think my mom went out and looked at it too, but I didn't see it, so, and don't really care. Not that big a deal to me. But appreciate you checking in tonight, and we'll say 73 to you and move on down to KB0RHA. Rich, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Glad you're feeling better, Wes. Thanks for doing the net. I was just coming out of Walmart when the eclipse peeked out, and it was kind of strange looking outside, but I was around for the 2017 one too, so it's kind of weird looking, but anyway, not much else going on. Putting together a little switch for my coax relay, so I can get my tower and all the antennas and everything situated. So that's about all we've got going on here. 7-3, everybody. Back to net control. KB0RHA.
All right, Rich. Appreciate you checking in tonight. We'll say 73, and you put us down at the bottom of the list. So do I have any over-the-air check-ins for the OARS D-star net?
This is KF0XQ. KE0LTG.
All right, picked up 2 of you there. KF0XQ. David, how are you tonight?
Well, good evening. Good evening to everybody on the net. Hope you're hearing me okay. This is KF0XQ, Dave near Rolla. Well, we set up a 40-meter station out in the backyard today and got on the mid-cars frequency and chatted with those guys till right up through on totality, even though we only had about 98% here, 98.3 or something like that. But we did notice that we were hearing states during the darkest period of the eclipse. We were hearing stations that we typically don't hear on 40 during the day, like New Mexico and Florida and New Jersey, like two-way contacts, which is really rare on 40 unless the band just happens to be long. But that was pretty cool, especially New Mexico. That's a far piece. That's all I have. Once it was over, I tore down and put everything away and went back to normal routine here. Thanks for running the net. KF0XQ.
All right, Dave. It's good to hear from you tonight. And that sounds like a pretty cool experiment. It makes sense though. So appreciate you checking in and filling us in about that. That's kind of cool. We'll say 73 to you and move on down to KE0LTG. Lawrence, how are you tonight?
Hi, Wes. Well, I'm hearing everyone real good, but things is going well, and we got through the eclipse all right. I was at a senior center, so we just, Fox News had it on live TV, so we do, I guess, the normal thing, watch the eclipse on TV. I was talking with Sean the other day about in the early 1980s they had chainsaws that they hooked to the winches, the larger winches, to power the winch. And Sean's right, they do have gasoline-powered winches now. I'm usually more familiar with the electric-powered winch, but they do have them. And from Amazon, I got my photo diode. And what it is it's got a circuit board on it, and you put 5 volts in it to power it, and then it's supposed to either give you an analog or a digital output. So I got it going here, and I'm trying to cover it up to see if the thing's going to turn on, and nothing's happening. And so I had one of those headlights, the things that you put on your head, so I put that down by the diode, and boy, that turned it on. And as you get closer with the light, the signal gets stronger than the other. So I was thinking it'd be so sensitive that the light in the room would turn it on, but no, it takes a little bit more light than that. So if I was using it as a counter with a bright light, I guess I experimented enough to figure out how it works. So anyway, I guess there's a little bit of experimenting to this stuff. If first you don't succeed, try a brighter light, I guess.
Well, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Sounds like an interesting project you've been having there too.
Well, it makes you feel good if you get things to work a little bit, but it seems like the more I experiment, the more I have to pay attention to thresholds, where things turn on and when they turn off. And I guess that's sort of like radio, what's going from one stage into the next. You can't just put the parts together unless the threshold comes at the right place. So anyway, that was my hands-on experiment that drove that lesson a little more home. I hope everyone's looking forward to our OARS meeting this weekend, and I'll let you get back to the group there, Wes, but I thank you for conducting tonight. This is KE0LTG, Sing 73 to all.
All right, Lawrence, appreciate you checking in tonight. And yes, looking forward to seeing everybody at the meeting on Saturday. So, 73, and we're back at the bottom of the list. Do I have any further check-ins? Any last-minute check-ins for the OARS net?
Kilo Alpha Zero, Romeo Mike. Kilo Alpha Zero, Romeo Mike.
Yeah, I got you, Bob. I was just waiting to see if anybody was going to follow you up. Go ahead. KA0RM, go ahead.
I already know we're getting out there.
just getting in here. Waking up to the truth. Read your feel better there, Wes. Yeah, I'm in the neighborhood outside there and watching the cliffs as the road out there, and it's kind of unusual to have the birds start getting in trees and getting ready to roost and stuff like that, and chattering, making all kinds of racket. Boy, they got cooler. Got probably 10 degrees or better cooler. But like I said, about 98% or something here is about what we had, but it was unusual. That's about it, Wes. We'll catch you later. Like I said, we'll try to be on here tomorrow night. Okay, easy on him.
All right, Bob. Good to hear you on here tonight. Look forward to seeing you Saturday. And we'll say 73 to you. We're back down at the bottom of the list. Do you have any further check-ins?
Kilo 0 Lima Alpha Foxtrot.
K0LLAF. Charlie, how are you tonight?
Oh, Wes, we're doing okay out here. Getting in late here. Still learning how to use this radio. It was kind of weird. It was showing signals, but it was muted for some reason. I couldn't figure out why. Finally, I just cycled power on it and it started working, so I don't know what the deal was there. Anyway, sounds like I might be getting in now, might be working, so about the only thing that happened around here with the eclipse was that the neighbor south of me's got a whole kennel full of dogs, and they all started barking. I mean, they were raising a heck of a racket, and just during the first few, maybe 30 seconds of the eclipse. But anyway, they quit, so that was good. Anyway, hope this is working. I'll send it back to you, and it's K0LAF.
Yeah, Charlie, you sound really good. You got a real good signal coming in. And good tone to it, too. Which radio is it?
ID 5100.
All right, very good. That's what I'm running also. So it's pretty good radio. All right, well, we appreciate you checking in tonight, Charlie. And hopefully we'll maybe see you down there at Roaring River. So we'll say 73, and we're at the bottom of the list. Do you have any further check-ins? Any last-minute check-ins for the OARS D-star net?
KK7DVF.
All right, I hope I got that call sign right. Kilo 7, David Victor Frank, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, Thomas, how are you tonight?
All right. Just checking out what's on UHF, considering just got done playing with HF.
Well, as far as I know, this is your first time on here. I'm just certain it's the first time I've talked to you before, so welcome aboard the OARS net. We're located in southwest Missouri, and we just started out as just a local little net, but then we got us a gateway up and hooked up to the 59 Alpha, And so we're getting a few people out of state, and it's always great to have it.
I'm on port Charlie of the W0CMV repeater coming in RF.
All right, well, very good. And like I said, we're here every Monday night at 8 o'clock, and we'd love to have you join us every week if you will. Thomas, I may have locked things up there. I may have hit the key a little too quick. But anyway, like I was saying, we're here every Monday night, and we'd love to have you come every week if you want to. So, happy to have you.
You as well.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Thomas, 73, and we will move on down to, well, not move on down, we're at the bottom of the list. Do I have any further check-ins to the OARS D-star net?
Recheck KE0LTG.
Well, go ahead, Lawrence.
I was going to ask anyone out there. I've been watching these older Doctari shows, probably about the 60s when it was on. I noticed when the trucks peel out, it's like they're front-wheel drives. It says they're Ford trucks, and they start to peel out, and some of the big trucks are like front-wheel drive. And then occasionally they'll have a rear-wheel drive vehicle there, but I can't remember, was there any front-wheel drive Ford trucks back that time, or is this a special truck for the show? I don't remember any front-wheel drives back in the 60s.
Well, Lawrence, I certainly don't know of any.
What about all-wheel drive, KV4MO?
Well, the shows I'm seeing, it seems like it's just a front-wheel drive. There might be all-wheel drives on some, but they're actually throwing the dirt in the air that's coming out of the front wheels. So I was a little bit puzzled unless it was specially made for that show.
Just a thought. I think the power company had all-wheel drive stuff to go traipsing down the power line cut and so on when I was a kid, which is about that time frame. And more Jeeps and all of that the same way also. Again, KV4MO.
Well, Lawrence, I don't know what to tell you other than perhaps it was just a four-wheel drive that they had disconnected the rear-wheel drive part out of it. Would be a possibility.
Okay, well, thanks for the input there. I was just a little bit puzzled. They do have some that are rear-wheel drive when they spin, but the little bit larger trucks, of course, they stand on the hoods in those days with the binoculars, and they don't dip the hoods in. And so I was a little bit puzzled because during that time, it seemed like everything I was familiar with was rear-wheel drive here. But anyway, I thought, well, I'd just ask if someone else knew. But I appreciate the input people shared. KE0LTG, clear.
All right, Lawrence, appreciate your additional comments there. We do have a netlogger check-in, K6KJV, Kevin out of California. K6KJV, Kevin out of California, are you there? All right, not hearing Kevin. Maybe we'll try back for him here in a moment. Right now we're at the bottom of the list. Do I have any further check-ins? All right, K6KJV or any additional check-ins, this is going to be our last call unless we have somebody else. All right, guys, pretty great net. Had a total of 14 check-ins, and really appreciate each and every one of you. I hope to hear each of you next week, and hope to hear the local guys at least on the 2-meter net tomorrow night. So I will talk to you then. This is AE0OC, and I'm going to return the repeater back to normal operation.